method, these are the very common part that you have to understand. Now, let us come towards the fiction versus non-fiction. Yes, all the books can be divided into the either the fiction book or the non-fiction book. That is fiction. That is not real. You have to go for the storytelling. You have to go for imagination and read to enjoy, order, illusion, and illustrations, everything. That is one fictitious concept. That is, you have to imagine something. You have to make your fictitious character. You have to make some hypo characters, and those characters will be your friend. In this case, whenever you are going with the fiction, and when you are considering the non-fiction book, you would like to go for the non-fiction book. It is really you have to understand that these are the true story, or you are explaining about some true facts. You are explaining about some incident, and this all need the pre-research from your side. I have given one very bigger list that the books are generally divided. Whenever you are going for the publication, you can choose some different publishing house. And here that I think that the fiction and non-fiction in most of the publisher, that is the international publisher, they have divided their books into two categories. And I have shown here that what are the categories in which, say, you are going with the horror. That is the fiction. That is the horror book you are writing down, and you are writing down some storybook for the kids. Then you are going with it like for fiction book. You are writing down one book chapter or the book for the academic purpose, and it is exactly from the syllabus. Then it is the non-fiction book. So we have to understand that which one is the fiction and which one is the non-fiction book. Now, I think that steps to write a book, I am showing here. One is the book review process. You can keep one token like that here, or while you are making the book review. It is important that whenever you are starting your work, you should go through some idea. You should have the idea that how to complete this task. So if you want to go for book review, then keep this token with you. You fill up and you go in accordance to this one. Secondly, the writing process I'm explaining to you. That is the writing process comprising of the four big domains. What are the four big domains? It is the pre-writing, writing, revising, and the editing. This four part. So let's go with the first, the pre-writing process. Yes, organize the idea. It is very, very creative part. That is the pre-writing. In the pre-writing, you have to read so many books. You have to go through, if you want to go for the book chapter, then please read some of the chapter written by really bestsellers people, that is the great authors. Go through some selected book in your own genre, in your own niche, that you have to understand. This is my domain. If you are writing down the science fiction, please read the science fiction book. If you want to write down that one textbook for the chemistry, textbook for the biology, then read other textbook in that area, in that particular domain, so that you can understand the concept of the people, how they are writing and how they are becoming the bestseller, so that your book will be coming with that some unique idea, something new, which is not repeated like the other books, and having some advantages than the existing book, because the competition is too high in these days. So these are all the pre-writing work, and I'm again suggesting, number one, do the proper research before starting your book. Make the concept in your mind clear, that which area, in which domain you would like to go for your own book. And second part, it is now the writing. You have to understand first the creation of your concept, your idea. You have created. Now you have to go for writing. So writing is not like that in one day you are writing the whole book. It's not possible for anyone. Don't try for writing the one chapter also in one day, because it is, I'm always telling you that it is not the quantity, it is the quality of the book. And therefore, please plan your book properly. That is, per day, how many pages you would like to go for. That is, if your book you want to bring like that in 1 year, so you know that how many days are there, 365 days, and how many days you can write down. So per day, how many pages you should write down. If you want to write down one good book, I think that you can target at least the 2 pages per day. You see, the 2 pages per day, if you write down continuously for 10 days, that is the 20 pages you have completed. I'm saying about the A4 pages in the type one, because now most of the people are use that. I think that the laptops or the computer, early time whenever we are drafting that, you have to use the typewriters. Or even I think that you can use the pen or pencil for writing, starting that the first page. It is always giving the good impact to our life whenever we are using that some of the pen or pencil to write down our idea. Now the revise, yes, the uh, remove and rewrite. It is very, very important. That is, whatever you are writing, you have to read it and you have to remove some part which are unnecessary, come under the writing, and you have to make the rectification again and again, so that it will be the quality work for the reader. Because you have to understand, if you can read your book 5 to 10 times, then reader will be ready to read your book at least once. That should be there in your book. And finally, the editing. Focus on the say mechanics of the book. Yeah, the all work. That is, you have to look into the from the cover page to the last page of your book. That how you are organizing your book. Everything should be clearly mentioned. Everything should be clearly writing down in your book. And you have to understand that is how you are creating one new book for the humanity. Yes, it is not for only one day. It is not for only academic purpose. I think that you should be passionate to writing down your book. Okay. So next, I think that we can show you the some of the bestseller I am showing here. That is, it is appearing in front of you. That is Amazon, the Prime reading also. That some books are always being the prime books. That is always getting the importance from the reader. Bestsellers also